One of the joys for me when I took up my post 2 years ago on the 1st of March was within a week I sat down at a table for the High Sheriff's Awards. That night I will always remember as Chester welcomed my wife and I, who sort of newly had arrived on these shores. And part of that table was a team from Bank of America, who I think have become very good friends over that time and have been very good supporters of the university. The other thing was I also met Barclays that night as well, who have been very good long-term supporters. I made a number of friends that night, and I think the joy for me is actually to see the vitality of the university as it builds up and strengthens and links to its business community. And it really is pleasing, and I'm picking that up from my colleagues, just the support we've got consistently from you, I think, in a number of different ranges as the university strengthens and becomes an integral part of, if you like, the region. I think that very much, and I think Fran will touch upon that, partnership and alliances to build, if you like, the economy is the key. And sometimes they're fine words, but it was so refreshing, I think, to, over the last 2 years, see so many people actually give of their time, their money, their commitment in either stimulating businesses, careers, or whatever. I think that has been a real joy. For me, I think the core thing is I would like to emphasise, I think, the appreciation on behalf of the university and colleagues, and I think particularly the High Sheriff and the awards, which are fiercely independent and judged very independently, and a team of people who come together from different walks of life, give up their times to really judge these key areas of awards. The sponsors are Bank of America, Barclays, Mournflake of the main 3 prizes, and I must thank those companies and organisations for giving their free support and generosity, I think, of spirit to also the awards. Bolesworth Estate, which of course the High Sheriff both represents, and unfortunately also the Good Estate has decided to support the awards, which is great. I think Cheshire East, Cheshire West, Halton councils, which has seen tremendous change at the moment, but have nevertheless, if you like, encouraged these awards and put a lot of creative back into them. Flowcrete, a very innovative regional company, also doing that. So from me, I think, on behalf of all those involved, can I really very, very sincerely, I think, thank our sponsors, because without you, I think that these awards wouldn't necessarily succeed or have the prestige they have tonight. I'd like to also emphasise the awards themselves, and I think the type of programmes we've got. I think the core thing for me is the MBA, MSc area around the business school. Certainly people doing the MBA have involved both charities, public sector organisations and major employers. Companies such as Airbus, and remember, I think it's often forgotten, Airbus is actually the single largest manufacturing site in the UK on D-side. That's how big it is. And our MBAs have been active within that organisation. But also they're involved in charities, they're involved in the cathedral and the running of it. So we have a diverse business life. The MSc, I think, is a very vibrant course which the business school runs. And I think that we're seeing now a diversity of international students as well as UK students on that programme. And I'm very proud, I think, of the work of my colleagues that they do in that area. We also have a DBA, who, for those who want to do an advanced doctorate in business. And I know many of you probably have that by your real experiences, but I would urge that if you did want to enrol for that and do it for real, then we'd be delighted to have you. I think the other feature for me is to basically say that one of the joys, before I ask Diana to say a few words, has been that the judges came together. The support, I think, of the team has been absolutely tremendous. We went out judging in January after the coldest winter on record, and a small gathering of us clutching, if you like, our clipboards and assorted paraphernalia, Julie went across Cheshire and into businesses. And I very well remember a number of them as being both incredibly inventive. A lot were very inspiring because we were getting the doom of the gloom of the economy and how it had been a terrible winter and nothing was succeeding. And by heck, I think after the 8th business, we actually hadn't seen a disaster. We'd only seen successes and people actually self-making it and actually moving it on. So we wondered what we were doing, really. But the joy was just the vitality. Sadly, we had one thing which I think upset us immensely, and that was the MD of one of the companies died, Jim Daly. He was a lovely, innovative scientist who clearly had that inspirational thought about moving forward science. Fortunately, his son, who's taken over the business, is with us tonight. Our thoughts and prayers are with him and his family.